What if the friend who saved your life was also the one who could take it? A lonely boy, a haunted scarecrow, and a deadly secret buried in a cursed field. But when the lines between friendship and fear blur, how far will Rajesh go to protect his only friend? Watch till the end to uncover the terrifying truth behind the Scarecrow's curse. The Haunting Hour. Scary Scarecrow Bijuka Real Story. So here I will ask a question for you. If you had to choose between saving your father's life or betraying your only friend, a friend who has protected you and shared your loneliness, what would you do? This real story is from India. Rajesh lived in a village with his father. His mother, who was his best friend, had passed away a few years ago due to illness, leaving him feeling very lonely. He didn't have many friends at school and was often bullied by his classmates due to his short height. One day, things got worse when Rajesh's classmates teased him so much that he got into a fight with one of them. This led the whole group to chase him, intending to beat him up. In his desperation to escape, Rajesh ran through a field. What he didn't know was that this field had a scary legend surrounding it. In the middle of the field stood a scarecrow, with a pot for a head painted with a face and a body made of straw. The scarecrow had two gleaming eyes that seemed to watch Rajesh as he entered the field. Everyone in the village knew not to go there, as it was believed that anyone who entered the field would lose their life to the scarecrow. Rajesh stood frozen in fear, staring at the scarecrow. As the boys chasing him finally caught up, they surrounded him. Knowing he was about to be beaten, Rajesh closed his eyes and braced himself. But instead of getting hit, he heard the sound of the boys screaming and something rustling. When he opened his eyes, he saw the boys lying on the ground, injured, with deep wounds on their hands. Terrified by what had happened, the boys fled home. Rajesh, shaken by the incident, went home and tried to sleep. That night, he couldn't stop thinking about the scarecrow. He was confused. Why didn't the scarecrow kill him, like the stories said it would? As he drifted off to sleep, Rajesh was suddenly jolted awake. He saw the scarecrow standing outside his bedroom window, staring at him with those same white, glowing eyes. Before Rajesh could react, the scarecrow pushed its straw-filled arms through the window and grabbed his hand. Rajesh was paralyzed with fear, but then he began seeing visions of a young boy. This boy, from a lower caste, had once entered the field to search for his lost ball. Angry upper caste villagers beat the boy to death with sticks for trespassing on their land. To hide their crime, they stuffed the boy's body inside the scarecrow. Rajesh realized that the scarecrow was the spirit of this boy, who had been trapped and just wanted a friend. Someone like Rajesh, who had also felt alone and tormented. Over time, Rajesh and the scarecrow became friends. The scarecrow showed Rajesh his powers, performing little tricks to amuse him. In return, Rajesh brought him new clothes and toys. However, things took a dark turn when Rajesh's birthday arrived. Once again, his classmates bullied him, and one of them made fun of his mother's death. Enraged, Rajesh threw a duster at one of the boys and ran off, heading straight to the field behind the school. That night, something horrifying happened. The scarecrow, filled with rage on behalf of his friend Rajesh, killed the bullies by tearing their chests open with its straw-filled hands. The village was horrified, and the parents of the dead children demanded that the scarecrow be destroyed. They organized a search to burn the scarecrow, but it couldn't be found. Rajesh's father, who was a priest, grew worried when he couldn't find his son. He searched everywhere and eventually went to a spot that his wife had loved when she was alive, sitting there in despair, convinced that the scarecrow had taken his son too. As he sat crying, Rajesh appeared, with the scarecrow by his side. Unbeknownst to his father, Rajesh had hidden the Scarecrow to protect it from the angry villagers. When his father saw the Scarecrow, he panicked and rushed toward it with a burning torch to protect his son. But before he could act, the Scarecrow grabbed Rajesh's father with its straw arms, holding him tightly. Rajesh screamed and begged the Scarecrow to let his father go, but the Scarecrow didn't listen. In desperation, Rajesh picked up the fallen torch and set his best friend, the Scarecrow, on fire to save his father. The Scarecrow released Rajesh's father, but by then it was too late. His father had already died. That night, Rajesh lost not only his father, but also his only friend, the Scarecrow. In the end, Rajesh was left even more alone than before. So here I will give the answer to the question in Rajesh's case. He was forced to make that impossible choice. When the Scarecrow, his only friend, threatened his father's life, Rajesh had no choice but to set the Scarecrow on fire, sacrificing their bond. But in the end he lost both, his father and his friend. Could you live with such a haunting decision? Hey there, I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch my content. If you enjoyed the story and would like to see more like this, I'd be so grateful if you could support the channel by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Your support helps me create even better content for you, and it means the world to me. Thank you for being part of this journey